The self-worth trap. Why your brain thinks success is more dangerous than failure. You know that moment right before the breakthrough? Your chest tightens, you stall, and you accidentally blow the deadline? That's not laziness. That's your brain tagging success as danger. You overwork to feel safe, then burn out to prove you tried. I've been there. In this video, I'll give you a 60-second reset that flips that danger signal so you can ship, even with nerves. We'll use it first, then I'll show you the brain's threat math and how to retrain it with tiny, repeatable wins. There's one mistake that keeps success unsafe, and a fast fix you'll use today. We start with a tool, not theory, because anxious brains learn by experience, not debate. When you do something small and survive, your nervous system updates its prediction. So let's build a quick loop that says, we moved toward success and nothing bad happened. One sentence reframe to keep handy. Success can feel unfamiliar. Unfamiliar isn't unsafe. Here's the 60-second reset. 4 moves, memorize them now. Move 1, name the spike. Say out loud, this is a success spike. Not panic, not proof you're not ready, a spike. Labeling switches you from threat to tracking, which drops intensity just enough to choose your next move. Move 2, 1 round of 4, 7, 8. Inhale through your nose for 4, hold for 7, exhale slowly for 8. Just once. The long exhale nudges your system toward parasympathetic, buying a sliver of control. Move 3, drop the reframe. Say, unfamiliar isn't unsafe. You're not faking calm, you're correcting a prediction error. Your brain knows familiar pain. It hasn't mapped sustained success yet. We're updating that map. Move 4, take one 30-second micro-action, then stop. Touch the live wire in the smallest, visible way. The point is pairing the spike with a safe success. Let's make it real. About to send a pitch and your stomach flips? Do the reset, then spend 30 seconds writing the subject line and pasting the recipient. If it's ready, send. If not, schedule the send window. Either way, you touched the outcome path and survived. Drafting a script, do the reset, then write an intentionally ugly first sentence for 30 seconds. Messy counts. Your teaching starting is safe. Posting content, do the reset, then paste the first paragraph into your editor and add a 1-sentence caption. Hit save as draft. Visibility without full exposure still updates the model. Common mistake number 1, stacking proof you're not ready. You open 10 tabs, tweak the title again, ask 3 friends for reassurance. That tells your brain, danger confirmed. Common mistake number 2, waiting to feel calm before acting. Action is what generates calm next time. So you never stall, build a micro-action bank. Steal these. Pitches, write the subject line, paste the email, attach the deck, schedule send. Content, draft a 15-word hook, paste into a draft, drop a thumbnail placeholder, set a publish window. Sales pages, paste the headline, add 1 CTA button, publish to a hidden URL, send the link to 1 friend. Outreach, copy a template, personalize the first sentence, send to 1 person, log it. Pattern check, brief, visible, stoppable. 30 seconds that touch the avoided edge. Quick win right now, pick 1 success trigger you've been dodging. Say, this is a success spike. Do 1 4 7 8 breath. Say, unfamiliar isn't unsafe. Start a 30-second timer and take 1 micro-action. When it ends, stop. Stand up and say, spike handled. Pro move, track receipts. After each micro-action, jot 1 line, date, action, nothing bad happened. Brains trust reps, not arguments. 5 receipts beat 5 affirmations. 2 bonuses to make this stick. Preload your workspace. Keep a published tray, folder with shortcuts to your scheduler, template, and thumbnail. Less friction, fewer exits. Add a tiny stake. Text a friend. Shipping at 3 p.m., $25 if I miss. Stakes tied to cadence, not outcomes, make the safe path cheaper now. If you felt a surge of, but what if it's not ready? That's perfectionism trying to win the safety argument. Park upgrades in a V2 list. V1 ships under constraints, V2 improves under calm. Run the reset before each finalized block today. Name the spike, 1 breath, reframe, 1 micro-action. You'll feel the edge soften. That's your prediction updating in real time. Keep the receipts rolling. We'll scale this into a ladder next, but now you've got a tool you can fire in under a minute to keep momentum when success feels loud. The self-worth trap, why success feels unsafe. Let's name the engine under the spike, the self-worth trap. When your worth is fused to performance, every visible move feels like a verdict. Your nervous system is protecting laziness, it's protecting identity. If success raises expectations, your brain concludes, safer to slow down, over-prepare, or bail right before the finish. That feels like control. It's not moral failure, it's a strategy to manage risk to your self-concept. Here's the thing most people miss. When achievement equals safety, success becomes a liability. Wins invite eyes, standards, and new requests. Your brain runs the math. If I succeed, pressure rises. If I fail now, the loss is smaller and explainable. So you create safe losses, last-minute scope creep, late nights that justify a miss, or a skipped publish window you can rationalize. It's a controlled burn to avoid a wildfire. You've likely seen the patterns. Perfectionism that expands scope until it can't ship. Endless research that delays contact with reality. Final hour heroics that look committed but quietly ensure you can say, I tried. Then the post-win hide. You ship, get praise, and vanish because the new standard feels like a trapdoor. I've watched clients nail a launch, then ghost their calendar for 2 weeks, not because they're lazy, but because their identity didn't have a safe place to stand. This clicked for me the first time a client sold out a cohort. The next morning they texted, I need a week. Underneath was simple logic. If I'm visible at this level, I can be rejected at this level. The brain prefers familiar embarrassment over unfamiliar excellence. Familiar pain has a script: apologize, regroup, try again. Sustained success is unmapped. Uncertainty plus visibility equals alarm. So how do we break the trap? Not by arguing worthiness. Debating whether you're enough keeps your mind busy and your body unconvinced. Brains update through prediction error, small, repeated experiences where visibility happens and nothing catastrophic follows. Safety isn't a belief you adopt, it's a model you train. That's why the 60-second reset matters. It pairs the spike with a tiny, safe success, then logs receipts. Reps beat reassurance. Let me name the 3 loops that keep success unsafe, so you can target the right lever. Loop 1, performance worth fusion. I am what I produce. When output dips, identity collapses. Every task becomes a referendum. You'll over-earn with effort to buy permission to win or fail. The fix is a 2-column rule: identity statements you defend with behavior regardless of outcomes in one column, and performance metrics in the other. I'm someone who ships weekly goes left. This post got X views goes right. You guard the left with reps, not applause. Loop 2, approval loops. I'm safe if they approve. That outsources your thermostat. Any critique spikes panic because it threatens belonging. The fix is presetting acceptance criteria for feedback, clarity, truth, and harm, and rejecting scope creep disguised as taste. You'll use your safe audience with a clarity-only ask and response scripts that contain standards. Thanks, logging for V2, not implementing now. Point to the sentence. Loop 3, conditional belonging. I belong when I impress. That's why you disappear after wins, to avoid outgrowing your circle or inviting envy. The fix isn't dimming. It's building affiliation on purpose. Tiny post-chip connection rituals, capacity caps so you don't overaccept from guilt, and a social pre-mortem that names risks and countermoves. You pair visibility with connection so seen doesn't equal alone. Now here's the mistake that ruins everything: treating the alarm as truth. The alarm is a hypothesis. We don't have evidence this is safe. That points to a behavioral solution: graded exposure under constraints. You lower uncertainty by narrowing scope. You lower visibility by choosing small audiences first. You raise reversibility with cancel windows, soft launches, and pilot tags. Then you repeat at the same level before raising one dial. Repetition is what updates predictions. Implementation step by step. First, write 3 I'm someone who statements tied to actions you control at your current rung. Keep them boring and defensible. I ship on Tuesdays. I ask 5 people for clarity. I publish a draft even if it's imperfect. Under each, list 3 dated receipts from the last 2 weeks. Add 1 empty checkbox. Next proof. This is your identity bridge. Read it before raise moments and immediately after shipping to blunt drift. Second, expect the sabotage window, right before the finish line and right after a win. Pre-finish, run the 60-second reset, then lock a micro commitment that closes the loop. Schedule send, post the draft, book the demo. Post-win, pre-book recovery plus 1 small next step inside 24 hours. That keeps motion predictable, so your system doesn't yank you back to safety through hiding. Third, stop over-earning safety. Overwork proves a rule you don't want. I only deserve success if I'm wrecked. Replace effort metrics with binary outputs in Cadence. 2 ships a week inside fixed windows. 1 clarity pass, then publish. Log receipts. Shipped in window, nothing bad happened. When ease triggers guilt, name it. Over-effort seeking safety. 1 breath, 1 microaction, then ship the simplest viable version. If you remember nothing else, remember this. You don't have to feel worthy to act. You need to act in small, repeatable ways that teach your body it's safe to be seen. The feeling lags the evidence. Let it lag while you stack receipts. Once we wrap this section, we'll zoom into the brain's risk math so you can change the inputs your alarm is using. The brain's risk math. Threat calibration 101. Let's zoom into the algorithm your brain runs under pressure. It isn't asking, is this good? It's asking 3 questions. Is this certain? Is this visible? Is this reversible? When uncertainty, visibility, and irreversibility stack high at the same time, alarms fire. That's why a small win in front of a big audience can feel scarier than a private struggle you've handled 100 times. Uncertainty is anything you can't confidently predict. New audience, higher standards, shifting expectations. Visibility is how many eyes can judge, praise, or expect something from you. Irreversibility is whether you can walk it back, draft versus live, soft launch versus public commitment. Your nervous system weights these dials automatically, then chooses the safest path it knows. Familiar pain scores lower on uncertainty and reversibility than unfamiliar success, so the system nudges you toward the old loop. Now here's where most people mess up. They treat the alarm like a verdict instead of a hypothesis. The alarm says, we don't have enough safe reps here. That points to a design problem, not a character flaw. You change the math by altering 1 or more dials while keeping momentum. Lower uncertainty by narrowing scope, lower visibility by choosing a smaller audience first, increase reversibility with cancel windows and pilot tags. Then repeat at the same level before raising a dial. This clicked for me with a client who dreaded sending their newsletter to 5,000 people. We cut to a segment of 200, added a 2-minute cancel window, and wrote a 1-pass finalized checklist. Same content, different math. They shipped, logged, sent to 200, nothing bad happened, and did it again 2 days later. Prediction error flipped from unknown danger to safe enough through repetition, not pep talks. The reason this work sits inside prediction error learning. Your brain compares what I expected with what happened. If the outcome is safer than expected and you repeat it, the system updates and dials down alarms in that context. That's also why graded exposure works. In the 1950s, behavior therapists formalized this as systematic desensitization. Small, controlled exposures paired with calm states to update fear responses. We're using the same logic for success, exposing yourself to visibility in tiny, reversible doses until your body recognizes it as survivable. Before we continue, you need to see the social variable clearly. Humans are wired for belonging. Visibility can threaten status and invite critique, so your brain overweights social risk. If you've tied approval to safety, alarms spike even when attention is positive. The fix isn't hiding, it's predictable social edges. That's your safe audience with clarity-only asks, your response scripts, and your capacity caps. You're telling your brain, we know where the exits are, we're not trapped. Energy cost is the other hidden input. Unknown success implies downstream effort, more emails, deliveries, coordination. Even if the payoff is great, your system sees immediate cost. Under uncertainty, it picks metabolically predictable paths like overprepping because they're cheaper to simulate. Labels like lazy don't help. Treat it like a tuning issue. You'll shrink effort spikes by standardizing finalized checklists, using templates, and running no-hero mode. Simpler paths reduce perceived load, which reduces alarm. Let me give you a practical calibration checklist you can run before a raise. Uncertainty. Can I narrow the scope to 1 unit and define done in a sentence? Visibility. Can I start with a smaller segment or a test channel? Reversibility. Do I have a cancel window, pilot tag, or draft state? Repetition. Will I repeat this context once before raising? Receipts. Where will I log shipped? Nothing bad happened today. If you remember nothing else from this section, remember this: alarms are hypotheses. Your job is to feed them clean data in bite-sized reps. You don't need zero fear. You need calibrated fear that stops telling you familiar pain is safer than unfamiliar success. Now here's the shortcut nobody teaches. You can pre-compute your dials for common deliverables so you're never improvising under stress. Write a mini-spec for threads, newsletters, DMOS, and launches with default caps, audience size, finalized checklist, cancel window, and V2 list. When the spike hits, you follow the spec instead of negotiating. Specs make success feel familiar before it's comfortable. One more micro story. A designer froze on portfolio updates because every change felt permanent. We flipped irreversibility with a changelog draft page, weekly updates posted as a running log, segmented to a tiny list first with a 24-hour revert rule. Same work, different dials. 2 weeks later, updates were routine and the panic faded. The content didn't change. The threat math did. Once you nail this, the safety ladder becomes obvious. Repeat at a rung to update predictions, then raise one dial. That's how we turn unfamiliar into normal and normal into safe. The safety ladder, graded exposure to success. This is where we turn prediction updates into a system. We're building a safety ladder, 5 rungs you'll cycle weekly to teach your nervous system that visibility is survivable. The ladder makes success small, reversible, and repeatable so alarms drop without you shrinking your ambition. 5 rungs, 1 purpose. Shrink uncertainty, control visibility, increase reversibility, repeat, then raise 1 dial. Rung 1, private proof. You create value where no one can judge it yet. The goal is competence signals to yourself. Pick a tiny, objective unit and define done in a sentence. A 200-word outline, a 3-bullet pitch, a single slide mock. When the unit is done, stop. Log the receipt. R1 private proof, nothing bad happened. You're warming up the model without social load. Rung 2, small share. You show a tiny, safe audience, 5 people max using a clarity-only ask. Your script is, sanity check, does this make sense? Not polishing yet. You're constraining feedback so it doesn't expand scope. If a note isn't about clarity, truth, or harm, park it in V2. Your job is exposure with guardrails, not crowdsourced standards. Rung 3, public stake. You place a limited version into the world with engineered reversibility, segmented send, soft launch, pilot tag, or a 2-minute cancel window. Visibility goes up, risk stays bounded. You're not hiding, you're dosing. Use your one-pass finalized checklist, ship at your window, then door close, publish, log the receipt, and exit. Rung 4, repeat, same dial settings, same scope again. Boredom is the point. Repetition in the same context is what rewires predictions. Don't raise anything yet. Professionals get calm by doing the same rep twice. Log, R4 repeat, nothing bad happened. Rung 5, raise. Increase 1 dial, people, dollars, or deliverables by 1 notch. Keep the other 2 flat. Then drop back to rung 4 at the new level and repeat before raising again. 1 dial at a time prevents spikes from stacking. Let's anchor visible in 3 units so you don't accidentally leap. People reached, dollars at stake, and deliverables promised. You'll set default caps per rung. Example caps, R2 equals 5 people, $0, 1 deliverable. R3 equals 200 people, up to $50, $1 deliverable. When a dial exceeds its cap, you've moved to the next rung by definition. That rule stops, oops, went viral from being your plan. Here's exactly how a writer runs the ladder in a week. Monday, R1, draft 3 200-word ideas privately. Tuesday, R2, DM 1 idea to 5 readers with the clarity script, accept only sentence-level notes. Wednesday, R3, post a 5-tweet thread publicly with replies off for 24 hours, 2-minute cancel window on the scheduler. Friday, R4, post another thread with identical constraints, same length, same time. Next Monday, R5, raise people from thread to segmented newsletter of 300, everything else stays capped. Then repeat that newsletter send at R4 before raising again. Common mistakes that wreck ladders. First, yo-yoing between hypervisibility and hiding. You leap to the top rung with a big launch, get flooded, then disappear. Fix, 1 dial at a time and always repeat before raising. Second, moving all 3 dials together, bigger audience, higher price, more promises. Fix, pick 1 dial and write it down before you start. Third, redefining scope mid-flight. Fix, pre-write your caps at the top of the doc and answer, where do V2 ideas go? Before you build, design your ladder in 10 minutes. Step 1, pick your arena: content, outreach, product, or sales. Step 2, define your units: people, dollars, deliverables. Step 3, write caps for each rung. Step 4, paste your clarity-only script and public stake parameters into a template. Step 5, block 2 weekly ship windows with 30-minute finalized blocks right before them. Step 6, add a cancel or pilot rule to every public stake. A quick micro story. A coach froze every time enrollment opened because the inbox exploded. We rebuilt with a ladder. R1, outline curriculum privately. R2, clarity-only pass with 3 alumni. R3, pilot interest form in a private channel, refundable deposit. R4, same post next week, no upgrades. R5, full list with a 2-minute cancel and a cap of 10 seats. Enrollments rose, and the post-win crash vanished because the context became predictable. 2 guardrails make ladders sticky. Pre-commit stop lines, word count, time box, or 1 deliverable. No changing mid-flight. And track receipts per rung, date, caps used, outcome. You're building a safe exposure portfolio your brain can scan at a glance. Run a quick pre-raise checklist before you touch a dial. Did I repeat at this level once? Are my finalized checklist and cancel window ready? Is my safe audience primed for clarity-only feedback? Where will I log the receipt? If any answer is no, you're not raising, you're repeating. Do a quick pass right now. Write your 5 rungs with caps, paste your clarity script, set 2 ship windows, and add a 2-minute cancel rule. Keep the first raises laughably small. The goal isn't heroics. The goal is predictability. Predictable reps are what teach your brain that success can be familiar, and familiar is what your threat system calls safe. Identity drift, letting your self-image catch up. Once you're climbing the ladder, a weird lag shows up. Your actions upgrade fast, your self-image updates slow. That gap is identity drift. It's the wobble that makes shipping feel like standing on a moving walkway. Your feet are ahead, but your inner file still says old you. If you don't handle the lag, your nervous system tries to close it the primitive way, sabotage to snap back to familiar. Why does this matter? Because your brain uses identity as a safety map. When behavior outruns the map, alarms spike. You'll over-earn with effort, hide after wins, or quietly raise standards mid-flight so results match your older self. Mastering this means you keep shipping while the map redraws, instead of waiting for feelings to magically align. Feelings follow evidence. Evidence comes from reps. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. Build an identity bridge. Not a leap, a ramp. 3 parts: present tense behaviors you already defend, a near-future anchor 1 rung ahead, and dated receipts that prove both. This makes your identity statements boringly true, which your nervous system trusts. Part 1, present tense behaviors. Write 3, I'm someone who, lines tied to controllables at your current rung. Keep them narrow and defensible. I ship on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. I ask 5 people for clarity-only feedback. I publish V1 after 1 pass. If your calendar can protect it, your body can believe it. If it sounds heroic, it's too far. Part 2, the near-future anchor. Add 1 sentence pointing 1 rung ahead, not 10. I'm raising people reach from 200 to 300 by month's end. Or, I'm becoming the kind of creator who soft launches pilots before perfecting. Your brain needs a next step, not a summit speech. Part 3, receipts. Under each identity line, list 3 dated examples from the last 2 weeks that prove it, plus 1 empty checkbox labeled Next Proof. After each ship window, you fill a box. This is prediction error in your favor. Evidence attached to labels updates the file faster than pep talks. Now here, where most people mess up. They try to feel like a pro before acting like one. Or they write identities pegged to outcomes they don't control. Views, revenue, praise. That backfires. Keep identity on behaviors and cadence. Move metrics you don't control to the watch column and stop letting them grade your self-concept. Let me show you exactly how to use the bridge during wobble moments. There are 3 hotspots: right after you ship, right before you raise a dial, and after unexpected praise. Post-ship, the urge to hide is loud. Run a 10-minute identity receipt block you pre-booked. Log what you shipped, paste any early signals, and check 1 next proof box by scheduling the next micro-step. You're telling your system, the loop is closed, we're steady. Pre-raise, anxiety whispers, this is too big. Read your bridge out loud, then visualize one rung ahead with the same constraints, same finalized checklist, same cancel window, same clarity only ask. Then do a 30-second micro-action that commits you to the raise. Segment the audience, paste the title, toggle the pilot tag. Motion beats rumination. After praise, standards balloon. Nice comments trick you into moving the bar mid-flight, scope expands, just one more pass appears. Do an attribution reset. Pair compliments with controllables, cadence honored, caps kept, clarity improved after rung 2 feedback. Thank them, park upgrades in V2, and keep your next cadence window sacred. Praise is not a new contract. A quick micro story. A client kept saying, "I'm not a real writer." We didn't argue. We wrote, "I'm someone who ships on Tuesdays," added 3 receipts and a future anchor, raising people from 200 to 300 by the 28th. 3 weeks later, after 7 receipts, they said, "I guess I'm a writer who ships." The label followed the ledger. Install a weekly identity reconcile, 10 minutes, same slot. Ask 3 questions. What did I do my old self would? Which identity statements did those actions prove? What one dial will I raise next week? Update the bridge. This keeps the map within one rung of reality, which keeps alarms quiet. Guardrails matter here. First, values caps. Write 3 behaviors you won't trade as visibility rises: honesty, usefulness, kindness, or whatever keeps you proud. Before shipping, scan your values cap like you scan your finalized checklist. That preserves self-respect while roles expand. Second, language caps. Ban always and never in self-talk. Use right now and at this rung. Right now my reach is 300. That frames growth as iterative, not identity-threatening. Tie the bridge to your cadence windows so it lives where pressure lives. Paste your 3 identity lines and receipts section at the top of your working doc template. Read them before your finalized block. After you ship, check one proof box, log nothing bad happened, then door close. Reps make the file true. Quick win, write 3, "I'm someone who," lines you can defend this week. Add 1 near future, anchor 1 rung ahead. List 2 receipts you already have and leave 1 empty box for tomorrow's proof. Screenshot that page and set it as your desktop for 7 days. When the wobble hits, you won't negotiate with feelings, you'll execute the bridge. Perfectionism's 3-headed monster. Perfectionism promises safety, but it buys it with your momentum. Under threat, it splits into 3 heads: overscope, overstandard, and overcontrol. If you can spot which head is loud, you can cap it and ship without feeding the alarm. Head 1, overscope. This is when a clean deliverable bloats until it can't fit into your ship window. A simple post becomes a series, then a course, then a funnel, and now you're working without ever crossing visibility. Overscope feels productive because the spreadsheet is full. But the real goal, contact with reality, never happens. The fix is a scope cap you set before you touch the work. Define the minimum viable project in 1 sentence and objective units. Think 70% MVP in 1 window. Examples: 400 words on 1 idea, 5-slide deck with 1 CTA, 5-tweet thread with a single takeaway. If it can't fit your finalized block, it belongs in your V2 list, not in V1. Put the cap at the top of your doc and read it before each sprint. If you think of something essential, say V2, parking it without moving the bar mid-flight. Head 2, overstandard. This is polish worship. It masquerades as quality, but the metric is feeling ready, not clear criteria. You aim for flawless, so the finish line keeps sliding away. The fix is a standard cap, a 1-pass checklist you can complete in your finalized block. For writing, 1 clarity pass, cut filler, fix typos, verify 1 claim, ensure the CTA is obvious. For video, audio check, lighting check, 1 take per section, export. For product, function works, description accurate, refund path clear. Commit to 1 pass, then ship. If your brain argues, that's the alarm trying to buy more certainty. You'll feed certainty with repetition, not extra passes. Keep a V2 list to respect taste without letting it steer V1. Head 3, overcontrol. This is the urge to own every pixel and decision so nothing can surprise you. It keeps you in low-leverage tasks, explodes options, and raises cognitive load until shipping feels dangerous. The fix is a control cap. Pre-decide 1 thing you won't own and pre-limit choices elsewhere. Delegate the thumbnail, reuse last week's layout, or ship with defaults. If delegation isn't viable, restrict the menu. 3 templates, 2 fonts, 1 color grade, no custom tweaks. Constraints convert chaos into lanes your nervous system, can drive without white-knuckling. Let me show you how caps work together in the wild. Say you're publishing a newsletter. Scope cap, 300-500 words on one idea with one link. Standard cap, one clarity pass, Grammarly, links verified. Control cap, last week's layout unchanged, template thumbnail with swap title. You schedule a 30-minute finalize block before your 3 p.m. window. At 2:30 p.m., you run the 60-second reset, then finalize under the checklist. At 2:58 p.m., door close, no more edits, schedule, log the receipt, and exit. The urge to add a second idea or redesign the header will pop up. That's the monster. You point to the caps at the top of the doc and say, V2. Ship V1 now, improve under com later. Common traps to avoid. Redefining done while doing, adding a case study mid-draft, or raising the bar after praise. That teaches your brain safety equals moving targets. Another trap, confusing hard with good. If it felt easy, you'll feel suspect and add wait, more edits, another meeting, until it's hard enough to feel earned. Name it when it arises. This is over-effort seeking safety. 1478, then choose the simplest viable path you already defined in your caps. A quick micro story. A client took 2 weeks per video chasing perfect color and clever cuts. We installed caps, 8-minute max, 1-page outline, 1 take per section, default grade, template thumbnail. Same ship windows, same finalize ritual. In 3 weeks, they released 6 videos, watch time held, and this matters. The post-ship crash disappeared because the process was predictable. Nothing magical happened to their talent. Edges calm the threat system. Run a cap pre-flight for your next deliverable. Write 3 lines at the top of the doc. Scope, units you'll finish. Standard, 1-pass checklist. Control, what you won't own and your option limits. Read them before each sprint and before finalize. If an upgrade appears, park it in V2. When your window hits, you ship the smallest version that crosses the line. Then log the receipt. Shipped under caps, nothing bad happened. That sentence is the antidote to perfectionism's promise. Repetition, not one heroic push, makes success feel safe. Time boxing that doesn't backfire. Deadlines can steady your brain or set it on fire. If time boxes trigger a sprint then crash, it's not because you need more discipline. It's because your deadlines amplify uncertainty, visibility, or irreversibility right when your threat system is loudest. We'll flip that by making time work like a metronome. Fixed ship windows, tiny finalize rituals, and boring buffers that don't invite scope creep. 2 kinds of deadlines exist: event-based and cadence-based. Event-based is the big day, launches, talks, client deliveries. Useful, but they tend to summon perfectionism's 3 heads. Cadence-based is quieter. You publish on Tuesdays at 3 p.m. because that's who you are. Predictable beats dramatic. Your nervous system calms when it can recognize the rhythm. So we'll anchor your week with cadence-first scheduling. Start with 2 recurring ship windows, same days, same times. Example, Tuesday 3 p.m. and Friday 11 a.m. Add a 30-minute finalize block immediately before each. Finalize is for your standard cap only, 1 clarity pass, links verified, export, or schedule. When the window hits, you ship the smallest viable version that crosses the line. V1 now, V2 later. Now here S where most people mess up. They pad just in case buffers everywhere. Big buffers attract overscope and overstandard. Keep buffers tiny and fixed. A single 15-minute contingency block the day before. If you don't need it, it expires. No rolling it forward. Another mistake, treating planning like shipping. Planning is flexible build time earlier in the week. Shipping is non-negotiable contact with reality at the window. If build slips, you still ship a tiny ship, a 70% version you can post in 5 minutes. Tie your 60-second reset to the finalize block so anxiety doesn't hijack the last mile. 2 minutes before finalize, run the reset. Name the spike, 1478 breath, unfamiliar isn't unsafe. Then 1 30-second micro action that locks you in, open the scheduler, paste the title, set the audience segment. Micro actions pair the spike with forward motion so your body stops demanding calm as a prerequisite. Let me walk you through a concrete Tuesday flow. Monday, you build under caps, 400 words, 1 idea, 1 CTA. Tuesday 2, 15 p.m., review your scope, standard, and control caps at the top of the doc. 2:20 p.m., contingency block, fix 1 known snag or let the block lapse. 2:28 p.m., run the reset. 2:30 p.m., finalize, 1 clarity pass, verify links, choose the segmented list. 2:58 p.m., door close, stop editing, schedule or publish, log the receipt and close the tab. Then a 10-minute recovery, walk, water, stretch. Shipping equals closure, not collapse. Pre-commit small stakes to make the cadence sticky. Keep them social and immediate. Text a friend at noon, shipping at 3 p.m., if I miss, $25. Or co-ship on Zoom for 5 minutes, both of you press publish, screen share, receipts posted. Stakes attach a mild present cost to flaking so your brain doesn't bargain for later. Raise friction on avoidance and lower friction on shipping. During start and finalize, block distracting sites, log out of social, and put your phone face down on Do Not Disturb. Keep your publish tray one click away, scheduler, template, thumbnail, finalize checklist. Pre-fill recurring fields so you aren't hunting for tags under stress. What about days that go sideways? That's what Tiny Ship is for. Pre-approve a set of 5-minute posts. A quote with 2 lines of commentary, a single insight from your draft, a short update plus 1 link, a clip you already cut, or a resource with 1 takeaway. Tiny ships count toward cadence and protect your identity as someone who ships. That's the safety signal your nervous system needs. If you feel the pull to earn it by adding hours or extra passes, say, this is over-effort seeking safety. 1 breath. Then choose the simplest viable path you already defined in your caps. Cadence beats heroics. Repetition beats reassurance. Do this now. Open your calendar. Drop 2 recurring ship windows and their 30-minute finalize blocks. Add a 15-minute contingency block the day before each. Paste your standard cap checklist into the event description along with your door close script. Publish, receipt, close. Choose 1 tiny stake per window. Finally, write your tiny ship list and stick it to your monitor. Time boxes stop backfiring when they're boring, bounded, and repeatable. Fixed windows, 1 pass finalize, tiny stakes, tiny buffers, and immediate closure. That rhythm tells your brain, this is predictable. Predictable becomes familiar, and familiar is what your threat system calls safe. Social safety without shrinking. As visibility rises, your brain stops judging quality and starts scanning for tribe risk. The fear under the fear is this good? It's, will this cost me belonging? We're not going to get smaller. We're going to make belonging predictable so you can stay big without burning out. Start by building a safe audience of 5, not 25. Handpick people who ship, give clear notes, and won't inflate scope. Think, 1 peer creator, 1 past client, 1 mentor-level friend, 1 colleague who's blunt but kind, and 1 target reader. Give them a clear, tiny job, clarity only. Your script is, sanity check, does this make sense? Not polishing yet. This narrows standards so feedback doesn't morph into strategy debates that spike alarms. Now here's where most people mess up. They crowdsource self-worth. They send drafts to 10 friends and ask the internet, thoughts? That floods you with conflicting preferences and turns 1 deliverable into a referendum. Better move, predefine acceptance criteria. 3 buckets only, clarity, truth, and harm. If a note isn't in one of those, it goes to V2 or gets ignored. You'll use 3 response scripts so you're never on the back foot. Thanks, logging for V2. Helpful, but not implementing in this version. Can you point to the exact sentence? Scripts keep you relational without surrendering your caps. Run a social pre-mortem before any public raise. Name the 2 likeliest social risks and 1 countermove each. Afraid of envy? Double your generosity that week, share peers, work twice, send 1 private congrats. Worried about expert critique? Anchor to your acceptance criteria and plan a V2 fix if it hits clarity, truth, or harm. Concerned about over-invitation after a win? Set an auto-reply with capacity caps. I take 2 collabs per month, here's the form. You're proving to your nervous system that attention won't drag you into obligation. Use belonging rituals to pair visibility with connection. After you ship, do 3 tiny moves. Send 1 gratitude note to someone who helped, highlight 1 peer publicly, answer 1 thoughtful comment in depth, then stop. That then stop matters. Your brain learns that you can show up, connect, and close the loop without being swallowed by DMs. Split metrics into own and watch so approval doesn't become oxygen. Own, ships in cadence, safe audience passes completed, receipts logged, invitations declined to protect capacity, recovery blocks done. Watch, likes, views, shares, followers. You can look, but you don't steer with them. Put own in your weekly checklist and watch in a smaller font on your dashboard. This trains your eyes toward controllables. let me show you exactly how to handle sharp feedback. Before reading comments, run the 60-second reset, then triage into 3 buckets. Alignment, it hits clarity, truth, or harm, great, log a V2 fix. Preference, interesting, not for this pass, park it. Projection, about them, not the work, let it pass without engagement. You don't owe a reply to every take. Silence is also a boundary. Capacity caps keep you from people-pleasing your calendar to death. Choose yours now, 2 significant ships per week plus 1 flexible slot for invites. If a new opportunity appears, it takes the flex slot or waits. Announce this to your inner circle so no isn't personal, it's policy. Policy calms guilt, and guilt fuels sabotage. Raise friction on overengagement, lower friction on healthy contact. Batch comment replies after your recovery window, set a timer, and stop when it ends. Use canned responses for common asks. Thanks for reaching out, my collab form is here. Or I'm heads down this month, try me next quarter. Keep your gratitude notes templated. 1 sentence of thanks, 1 specific thing you valued, 1 wish for their week. A quick micro story. A client went viral and spent 3 weeks apologizing in DMs, then ghosted. We installed social edges, a 5-person clarity circle, canned scripts, a 2 collab cap, and a weekly ritual to highlight 3 peers. Within a month, they were shipping weekly again. The content didn't get safer. The social container did. Do this now. DM 5 people with, I'm building a tiny clarity circle. Once a week, I'll send a short draft. Ask, does it make sense? Is the promise clear? Is the next action obvious? No polish or strategy. You in? I'll return the favor. Paste your 3 response lines at the top of your template with your acceptance criteria. Add a social pre-mortem block before your next raise. After you ship, run 1 gratitude, 1 highlight, 1 thoughtful reply, then door close. You're not shrinking. You're making belonging predictable, so success stops feeling like exile. Burnout loop, when hard work becomes self-punishment. Let's talk about the trap high achievers use when success feels unsafe. Using exhaustion as armor. When your worth is tied to output, over-effort becomes a ritual that buys temporary permission to win or a built-in excuse if you miss. I suffered, so I'm safe. It looks noble. It's actually your nervous system proving a rule. Only wrecked people deserve results. That rule makes sustainable success feel undeserved and dangerous. Why this matters? Burnout replays the self-worth trap. If the project hits, you conclude the grind was required and repeat it. If it misses, the grind explains the loss so identity stays intact. Either way, your brain learns that pain equals protection. The next time stakes rise, you'll add weight, extra passes, late nights, unnecessary meetings, until it feels earned. That's not strategy, that's fear management. The thing most people miss is that over-effort isn't about ambition, it's about certainty. Hard feels safe because it's familiar and measurable. Ease feels suspicious because it's new. So your threat system spikes as soon as things flow. You'll unconsciously create friction to calm down, raising standards mid-flight, bloating scope, or saying yes to random tasks until the workload matches the anxiety. It's safety theater. Here's the better play. Replace effort metrics with binary outputs and make recovery part of the job, not a prize. Binary outputs are yes-no, shipped or not, demo booked or not, draft published or not. Effort metrics are vibes, hours worked, tabs open, sweat felt. Binary comms alarms because the edges are clear. And recovery isn't indulgence. It's how your brain consolidates those nothing bad happened receipts into long-term safety. Implementation is simple and a little boring on purpose. First, choose 2 weekly outputs you control. Examples: publish Tuesday and Friday in your windows, run 1 15-minute sales conversation and send 1 follow-up, record 1 video and send 1 newsletter. Write them as checkboxes at the top of your week. If they're done, you're done. Extra credit is optional, not default. Second, pre-schedule recovery like you schedule ship windows. Micro recovery daily, 50-10 work sprints, 45 to 50 minutes on, 10 off to walk, water, stretch, stare far away. Macro recovery weekly, 1 non-negotiable half day with no production targets. Put both on the calendar before tasks. If recovery isn't scheduled, your nervous system treats it as risky. When it's on the calendar, it becomes part of the rhythm that feels safe. Third, switch to no hero mode under pressure. Take the simplest viable path. Templates over custom, one takes over mosaics, defaults over options. Reuse outlines. Ship under caps. Save clever for V2 when your threat level is low. Heroes spike variance, systems ship. Now here S where most people mess up. They treat rest as a reward for finishing the big thing. The big thing inflates, so rest moves away. Or they turn recovery into performance, perfect ice baths, elaborate breathwork, just more work wearing yoga pants. Keep it simple. Walk, water, stretch, nap 20 minutes, call a friend. Done. Tie this to the reset you already use. When you feel the urge to earn your day by making it harder, name it. Over-effort seeking safety. 1478. Reframe. Ease isn't unsafe, predictability is safe. Micro-action. Pick the simplest viable step from your caps and do it for 30 seconds. Paste the title, open the scheduler, select the segment. Then proceed with your finalized checklist. You just taught your body that ease can still cross the line. Let me give you a weekly frame that kills the burnout loop. Monday. List your 2 binary outputs and block your ship windows with 30-minute finalize blocks before each. Schedule 3-50-10 build sprints total for the week per deliverable. Caps protect depth creep. Add a daily 20-minute shutdown ritual at the same time. Close loops, log receipts, write tomorrow's first micro action, power down. Thursday afternoon, macro recovery half day. After each ship, a 10-minute post-ship recovery, walk, water, stretch. So publish equals closure, not collapse. Add 2 guardrails to keep you honest. Capacity caps, 2 significant ships plus 1 flexible slot per week. If an opportunity appears, it takes the flex slot or waits. Shutdown ritual, same time, same 3 steps. Closure is a habit. It tells your brain the day is safe to end, so it doesn't brace all night. A quick micro story. A founder wore exhaustion like proof of virtue. If they weren't wrecked, they felt fraudulent. We removed hours as a metric, installed outputs. 1 weekly demo, 1 user update. Limited build to 350-10s per deliverable, added a Thursday recovery half day, and ran no hero mode. Template deck, 1 take demo, default Q&A in 3 weeks. Sleep rose by over an hour, shipping held steady, and the post-win crash faded because success no longer required collapse to feel legitimate. When the panic hits at good enough, meet it with evidence. Keep an energy receipts line in your log. Shipped at 70%, next day steady, nothing bad happened. 10 of those and your baseline alarm drops because your body expects to finish intact. Do this now. Write 2 binary outputs at the top of your week. Place your ship windows and finalize blocks. Schedule 3-50-10 build sprints. Book 1 recovery half day before anything else. Add your daily shutdown ritual. Paste this line at the top of your calendar. No hero mode, simplest viable path ships. The loop breaks when you stop using pain as permission and start using cadence as safety. Ease builds consistency. Consistency trains safety. Safety lets you win without paying in blood. Anti-sabotage systems make winning boring. You've got caps, cadence, and recovery. Now we make winning boring on purpose, because boredom is stability for your nervous system. Sabotage hides in decisions and distractions, so we're going to remove choices in the first 2 minutes of work and the last 2 minutes before shipping. Friction up for avoidance, friction down for shipping. That's the whole game. Start with 3 default calendar anchors. Start, build, finalize. The start block is 5 minutes at the same time daily. You open the right doc, load the template, read your caps, and do a 30-second micro-action. No inbox, no analytics, no scrolling. The build block is where you create under your caps, using 2 50-10 sprints max. The finalize block sits right before your ship window to run the 1-pass checklist and publish. When these anchors exist, you're not bargaining with your 2 p.m. brain. Write a start script and paste it at the top of every working doc and in your calendar description. Keep it dumb and executable. Open template, paste working title, write ugly first line, list 3 bullets, set 30-minute timer. That's it. If you catch yourself thinking, read the script out loud and move. 2 minutes of frictionless motion flips you from avoidance to momentum. Now raise friction on avoidance. Make sabotage annoying. Log out of social daily and keep passwords in a manager that needs your second device. Move distracting apps into a hidden folder named Later. Install a site blocker that only releases after your ship window. Put snacks and water within arm's reach so just grabbing something isn't a loophole. If perfectionism hijacks you through options, pre-limit choices, 3 templates, 2 fonts, 1 color grade. Constraints are anti-sabotage tech. Lower friction for shipping. Create a publish tray folder on your desktop with shortcuts to your scheduler, template, thumbnail file, captions doc, and analytics bookmark. Pre-fill recurring upload fields, tags, default description, links, so you're not hunting under stress. Put your finalized checklist inside the template, right above the work. When the window hits, you're 2 clicks from done. Use commitment devices, but keep them small, social, and immediate. You pledge $25 to a friend if you miss the window. You co-ship on Zoom for 5 minutes, both of you press publish, then post receipts. Or you maintain a shared ship log channel where you drop a screenshot at publish. Tie stakes to cadence, never outcomes. We don't punish performance, we reward reliability. Automate the last 2 minutes before shipping with a door close ritual. At T-2, stop editing. Run the finalized checklist. Schedule or publish. Log the receipt, date, rung, dial settings. Nothing bad happened. Close the tab. Any ideas that pop up go straight to your V2 list. Door close teaches your brain that shipping ends the loop, which prevents the one last tweak that opens 3 new loops. What about days that go sideways? You need a tiny ship fallback. Pre-approved 70% deliverables you can post in 5 minutes. Examples: a quote with 2 lines of commentary, a single screenshot with 1 takeaway, a short update plus 1 link, a 30-second clip you already cut, or a pilot interest check. Tiny ships count toward cadence and protect the identity you're training. I ship on schedule. Let me show you how to wire this into your week. Create a recurring start event daily with your start script in the description. Create recurring ship events with your finalized checklist and door close lines. Add a 5-minute alert labeled, no changes, publish, receipt, close. Drop your publish tray folder on your desktop and test every link. Set your site blocker to release 5 minutes after your ship window, not before. Run a weekly anti-sabotage audit on Fridays, 10 minutes not negotiable. Ask, what snag slowed me this week? What friction do I add to that snag? What friction do I remove from shipping? Maybe scrolling crept back in, so you extend the blocker. Maybe your finalized checklist is missing, verify links, so you add it. Tiny tweaks weekly keep the system sharp without becoming another project. A quick micro story. A client kept slipping their Tuesday ship by just a day. We added a start script at 9:30 a.m., a site blocker until 3:05 p.m., and a $25 donation to a cause they dislike if they missed. Misses dropped to 0 in 3 weeks. The content didn't change. The path did. 2 final edges: notifications and environment. During start, build, and finalize, turn on Do Not Disturb, face your phone down, and keep only 1 window open. If you work around people, use a visible token, headphones, or a desk light to signal no talk during blocks. Clarity reduces surprise, and surprise is sabotage's best friend. Do this now. Write your start script and door close lines. Paste them into your template and calendar events. Build a publish tray folder and test the shortcuts. Pick 1 commitment device for your next window and text the person. Then set your Friday anti-sabotage audit. Make winning boring. Boring becomes familiar. Familiar becomes safe. And safe is when your brain stops mistaking success for danger. The 7-day success desensitization plan. Repetition updates your threat model fastest, so we'll run a tight 7-day loop. Same daily rhythm, small raises, 1 dial at a time. You'll stack receipts that say, "We moved toward success. Nothing bad happened," until your baseline comm rises. Daily structure stays identical. Start block, build block, finalize plus ship, identity receipt, micro recovery. Keep caps visible at the top of your doc. Use your start script and door close ritual. Tie every day to cadence, not mood. Day 1, private proof only. Pick 1 deliverable and write your caps in 1 line. Scope unit, 1 pass standard, 1 control cap. Run the 60-second reset, then build for 2 50-10 sprints. At your ship window, ship, privately export, save to a dated folder, or schedule a reminder. Log the receipt. D1 private proof, nothing bad happened. Do a 10-minute walk. You're warming up safety without social load. Day 2, private proof plus container prep. Same build under the same caps. During finalize, create tomorrow's small share container, draft the email to your 5-person clarity circle, segment your list, or open your post window and paste the working title. Don't send. Log, D2 container prepped, edges held. Micro recovery, then close. Day 3, small share. Reset, then send to your safe audience with the clarity-only script. Sanity check, does this make sense? Not polishing yet. Cap responses at 3, everything else goes to V2. Resist expanding scope based on taste notes. Log, D3 small share sent, 2 clarity fixes, nothing bad happened. 10-minute recovery. Day 4, repeat small share. Same caps, same audience size, same script. Boredom is the point, it updates predictions. If anxiety spikes, 1478 and a 30-second microaction, paste subject, attach file, hit send. Log, D4 repeat, same constraints, nothing bad happened. Micro recovery. Day 5, public stake at low dose. Raise 1 dial, people, dollars, or deliverables by 1 notch. Keep the other 2 flat. Examples, post a 5-tweet thread with replies off for 24 hours. Send to a segmented 200 with a 2-minute cancel. Open a $25 refundable pilot. Use your finalized checklist, door close, then log. D5 public stake. Dial raised, people to 200. Nothing bad happened. Day 6, repeat the same public stake. No upgrades. Same audience size, same checklist, same time. Add a tiny stake tied to Cadence, a $25 pledge, or a 5-minute co-ship. Log, D6 repeat, model updating. Micro recovery right after publish. Day 7, raise 1 dial again, 1 notch only. If you raised people, move 200 to 300. If dollars, move refundable from $25 to $49. If deliverables, add a clear CTA without increasing length. Everything else stays capped. Reset before finalize, door close, then log. D7 raise 1 dial, steady. Finish with a 15-minute weekly reconcile. What did I do my old self would? Which identity statements did those actions prove? What 1 dial will I raise next week? 2 guardrails keep the week safe. Nightly debrief, 5 minutes, 3 questions. What shipped or shared, what spike showed up and how you handled it, and tomorrow's first micro action. Tiny ship policy, if life blows up, you still post a 70% deliverable in 5 minutes. It counts toward cadence and keeps identity intact. Here's a clean example run for a creator. Day 1, draft a 400-word idea privately under caps. Day 2, prep the clarity circle email and segment 5 readers. Day 3, small share, fix 2 unclear lines. Day 4, small share again, same constraints. Day 5, public thread with replies off, 2-minute cancel window. Day 6, second thread, identical constraints. Day 7, segmented newsletter to 300 with a soft CTA. 7 receipts, 5 ships, and 2 raises, each ending with nothing bad happened. Your system stops predicting disaster when attention shows up. Common mistakes that break the plan. Skipping repeat days because they're boring. Raising 2 or 3 dials at once. Treating feedback as a referendum on identity. Letting buffers expand. Turning recovery into another performance arena. If any of those pop up, say V2, return to your caps, and run the smallest viable ship inside your window. Tie this plan to your calendar right now. Duplicate a 1-page template with daily rhythm boxes, your clarity-only script, finalized checklist, cancel window rule, tiny ship list, and a receipts section. Schedule start, build, finalize, and micro recovery for the same time each day. Add a 5-minute nightly debrief alert. If a day goes sideways, the template makes the next correct move obvious. One more nudge, text your safe audience today. I'm running a 7-day clarity sprint. I'll send 2 short drafts on days 3 and 4. Ask, does it make sense? Is the promise clear? Is the next action obvious? No polish. You in? Then text one friend your day 5 and day 6 ship windows plus a $25 cadence stake. Small, social, immediate. Run the loop once. Then again next month whenever your alarms get loud. 1 dial at a time. Repeat before you raise. Log receipts daily. This is how unfamiliar becomes normal and normal becomes safe. The 4 patterns behind fear of success. Let's name the 4 patterns fast so you can spot them in the wild and run the right countermove. Imposter amplification, abandonment anxiety, the responsibility spike, and loss of the escape hatch. Labeling drops shame and gives you choice. Imposter amplification first. Wins don't silence the I'm a fraud story, they turn it up. Visibility rises, standards feel fuzzy, and your brain grabs safer explanations. Luck, timing, algorithm. Why? Certainty craving. If success isn't mapped yet, credit feels dangerous because it implies maintenance. Don't argue with the story, update attribution with receipts you control. Pair outcomes with controllables. Cadence honored, caps kept, clarity improved after rung 2 feedback, 1 dial raised. Read your identity bridge, log a proof, and ship a tiny public stake within 24 hours. Action normalizes attention. If you feel destabilized, ask, what's the smallest visible move I can complete in 5 minutes? Do it, door close, log, nothing bad happened. Abandonment anxiety next. The hidden fear is if I rise, I'll lose my people. Your threat system overweights belonging risk, so it nudges you to shrink. Softer opinions, delayed posts, hedged CTAs. We won't get smaller. We'll make belonging predictable. That's your 5-person clarity circle, narrow acceptance criteria, clarity, truth, harm, and response scripts. Thanks, logging for V2, not implementing now. Point to the sentence. Before any raise, run a social pre-mortem. Who might feel threatened and what boundary or generosity balances it? Capacity caps protect your time, 2 ships plus 1 flex slot. After shipping, run a micro-ritual, 1 gratitude note, 1 peer highlight, 1 thoughtful reply, then stop. Your brain learns visibility pairs with connection, not exile. Now the responsibility spike. Right after a win, your mind time travels. Can I keep this up forever? That projection inflates load and freezes motion. Shorten the horizon and re-anchor to cadence. Translate forever into this week's 2 ships. Translate, they'll expect more into 1 dial at a time. Reuse templates, run no hero mode, and standardize finalized checklists to reduce perceived effort. If panic kicks in, read your identity bridge out loud, visualize the same constraints 1 rung higher, and take a 30-second commitment action. Segment the list, paste the title, toggle pilot tag. The reason this calms you is simple. You're converting imagined, irreversible obligation into bounded, reversible reps. Your system relaxes when exits exist. Finally, loss of the escape hatch. Self-sabotage often preserves a private excuse. I didn't really try. Success removes that shield, which feels like standing in the open. You'll feel a tug to miss the window, inflate scope, or pick a fight with your standards right before or right after wins. Counter by keeping reversibility alive. Pilot labels, cancel windows, segmented sends, and tiny ships. Promise less, deliver steady. Formalize a V2 list so you can say V2 and ship V1 without losing the ability to improve. Tie stakes to cadence, not outcomes. A $25 pledge if you miss the window, a 5-minute co-ship. You're teaching I'm safe because I'm reliable, not I'm safe because I can hide. Match patterns to moves, so your brain has a menu under pressure. Imposter amplification, right arrow identity bridge, controllable receipts, ship within 24 hours. Abandonment anxiety, right arrow safe audience, social pre-mortem, response scripts, capacity caps, post-ship connection ritual. Responsibility, spike right arrow cadence first scheduling, no hero mode, 1 dial raises, finalized checklist, 30-second commitment action. Loss of escape hatch, right arrow safety ladder, reversibility tools, tiny ship fallback, V2 list, cadence-tied stakes. Quick diagnostics help. Ask yourself in 10 seconds, what am I protecting right now? Certainty, belonging, capacity, or an excuse? If it's certainty, run attribution receipts and a tiny public stake. If it's belonging, do a pre-mortem and 1 gratitude note. If it's capacity, shrink the horizon to this week's 2 ships and reuse a template. If it's the excuse, activate reversibility and push a V1 out with door close. 2 common misfires to avoid. 1, stacking fixes. You get spooked and raise 3 dials at once to prove you can handle it. Bigger audience, higher price, more promises. Your ladder exists to stop that. 1 dial, then repeat. 2, letting feedback set your identity thermometer. Helpful notes inform V2. They don't rewrite who you are mid-flight. Keep identity on behaviors you control. Watch metrics are mirrors, they're not judges. A micro story to lock it in. A creator hit their first 100K view video and didn't post for 3 weeks. Pattern? Responsibility spike plus loss of escape hatch. We dropped to cadence first. 2 fixed windows, tiny ship list, a pilot label on new series, and a 2-minute cancel rule. We added a $25 cadence stake, a 5-person clarity circle, and a weekly identity reconcile. 2 weeks later, 4 ships, energy steady, and the voice that said you'll drown got quieter because the plan had exits. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Patterns are pressure habits, not personality. Name them in real time, run the paired move, log nothing bad happened, and raise one dial only after a repeat. That's how fear of success stops steering. Objections Clinic, but what if? Let's turn the loud, what ifs, into moves you can run on autopilot. We're not debating feelings, we're translating fear into if-then plans with edges. What if I succeed and can't keep up? That's your brain projecting forever. It inflates the workload into an endless contract, then freezes you to avoid collapse. Shrink the horizon and enforce throughput. Write your throughput rule at the top of your calendar, 2 ships plus 1 flexible slot per week. Everything else becomes a V2 or waits. Pair it with no hero mode, templates, one takes, defaults. When panic says forever, you say this week's 2 windows. Paste your finalized checklist and run one 30-second commitment action. Segment the audience or paste the title. Cadence builds capacity, promises don't. What if people judge me? They will. The goal isn't zero judgment, it's predictable edges. Use your safe audience and clarity-only scope first. Before any raise, run a social pre-mortem. List 2 likely critiques and your response criteria: clarity, truth, harm. If a note hits those, log a V2 fix. If it's preference, park it. If it's projection, let it pass. Keep 3 response scripts ready. Thanks, logging for V2. Helpful, not implementing in this version. Can you point to the exact sentence? You're staying relational without surrendering your caps. What if I lose myself? That's identity drift talking. You don't need a whole new self, you need a bridge 1 rung long. Read your 3 I'm someone who lines tied to controllables, then the near future anchor 1 rung ahead. Check your values cap, 3 behaviors you won't trade as visibility rises. Add 1 dated receipt today. Identity is a trailing indicator. Make it boringly true with evidence, not epic with vows. What if it's not good enough yet? That's overstandard perfectionism. Your counter is a 1 pass standard cap and a V2 list. 1 clarity pass, verify links, ship in the window. Quality grows under cadence because contact with reality gives you the right edits. You cannot improve what you don't ship. What if I burn out again? That's the nervous system trying to make rest permission-based. Replace effort metrics with binary outputs, shipped or not. Schedule micro recovery, 50-10 daily and 1 macro recovery half-day weekly before you place tasks. Keep no hero mode on until sleep and mood stabilize for 2 weeks. Add an energy receipt line. Shipped at 70%, next day steady. Nothing bad happened. 10 entries and your body trusts ease. What if I raise a dial and everything explodes? You won't. You'll raise 1 dial only, people, dollars, or deliverables, and keep reversibility high with cancel windows, pilot tags, and segmented sends. Repeat at the new level before you raise again. If the spike hits, read your finalized checklist, toggle the pilot tag, and run door close after shipping. You're building exits into every move. What if a big opportunity arrives off-cycle? Use your throughput rule. It takes the flexible slot or it waits. Send a canned reply, I'm at capacity this week, my next opening is date. If that works, here's the form. Policy reduces guilt, guilt reduces sabotage. What if criticism comes from someone I admire? Reset first. Then triage, alignment, preference, projection. If alignment, log a V2 fix with a date. If preference, park it. If projection, let it pass without engagement. Thank them if you want, but don't upgrade your standards mid-flight. Your cadence window stays sacred. What if I break my streak? You don't start over. You run a tiny ship in the next window and log streak repaired. Then inspect. Did a dial jump? Did buffers bloat? Did recovery slip? Add 1 friction to the snag, a stronger blocker, a smaller cap, or remove 1 friction from shipping, a shorter finalized checklist. Now lock this in with if-then cards you'll actually use. If I feel I can't keep up, then I enforce 2 ships plus 1 flex, reuse a template, and do a 30-second commitment action before finalize. If I fear judgment, then I run a social pre-mortem, send to my 5-person clarity circle, and use thanks, V2, or not implementing now. If I fear losing myself, then I read my identity bridge, check values caps, add 1 receipt today. If I think not good enough, then I run the 1 pass checklist, ship V1 in the window, and park upgrades in V2. If I feel burnout panic, then I keep no hero mode on, protect recovery blocks, and log an energy receipt. Add teeth, 1 small stake per if-then. Miss the throughput rule? $25 to a friend. Skip the pre-mortem? 5-minute co-ship anyway. Forget the identity reconcile? You can't raise a dial next week. stakes make the safe path the easy path. Your objections are predictions, not prophecies. Pair each with a practiced move, run it inside your window, and log nothing bad happened. That's how you turn what if into what's next. Integration, your personal playbook. You've got the moves. Now compress them into one visible, weekly playbook so you don't rely on memory when pressure spikes. One page. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't ship. Top pane, safety ladder with explicit caps. List your 5 rungs and the 3 dials, people, dollars, deliverables, right beside them. R1 private proof, people, $1 deliverable. R2 small share, 5 people, $1 deliverable. R3 public stake, 200 people, up to $50, $1 deliverable. R4 repeat, same as current rung. R5 raise, 1 dial up, others flat. Right under that, paste your cadence windows and finalize blocks. 2 recurring ship windows, Tuesday 3 p.m., Friday 11 a.m., with 30-minute finalize blocks directly before each. Include your door close line right there. T2 min stop editing, finalize, publish schedule, receipt, close. Next pane, start script and finalize checklist. Copy the exact start script. Open template. Paste working title. Write ugly first line. List 3 bullets. Set 30-minute timer and the finalized checklist. 1 clarity pass. Verify links and names. Select audience segment or pilot tag. Set date time. Door close. Add your clarity-only ask and response scripts so social edges are baked in. Sanity check, does this make sense? Not polishing yet. Thanks, logging for V2. Helpful, not implementing in this version. Can you point to the exact sentence? Acceptance criteria live right below. Clarity, truth, harm. Identity bridge pane sits in the center so you see it before every ship. 3, I'm someone who, lines tied to controllables. Under each, 3 dated receipts and 1 empty checkbox labeled next proof. Add 1 near future anchor 1 rung ahead. Keep it boringly true. Metrics pane split into own and watch. Own in bold. Ships in cadence. Safe audience passes. Receipts logged. Invitations declined to protect capacity. Recovery blocks completed, watch in smaller font. Views, likes, shares, followers, you're training your eyes toward controllables. Recovery and capacity caps live beside metrics. Throughput rule, 2 ships plus 1 flexible slot per week. Micro recovery, 50-10 sprints. Macro recovery, 1 half-day weekly. Shutdown ritual, same time daily, close loops, log receipts, write tomorrow's first micro action, power down. Safe audience pane lists 5 names, handles, and expected turnaround. Beneath that, your social pre-mortem mini checklist. 2 likely critiques. Response plan tied to acceptance criteria. 1 generosity action. Capacity boundary language. Commitment devices and tiny ship bucket go near the bottom. Stakes tied to cadence only, $25 to a friend if you miss the window, 5-minute co-ship, shared ship log screenshot. Tiny ship options. Quote plus 2 lines. 1 screenshot plus takeaway. Short update plus link. Pre-cut 30-second clip. Pilot interest check. Tools tray anchors the page. Direct links to. Template doc. Scheduler. Thumbnail file. Captions doc. Analytics bookmark. Site blocker toggle, also show your published tray folder path, so it's muscle memory. Finally, a 20-minute Sunday review checklist. Update receipts and identity bridge. Confirm ship windows and finalize blocks. Choose next rung and 1 dial to raise by front. Refill tiny ship bucket. Run a 10-minute anti-sabotage audit. Add 1 friction to avoidance, remove 1 friction from shipping. Quick test, if a chaotic Tuesday hit, could you open this page and ship in 15 minutes? If the answer isn't yes, simplify until it is. 1 page forces edges. Edges calm alarms. Calm makes reps inevitable. Build it today, print it or pin it. When your brain gets loud, you won't debate, you'll execute the page. Here's the takeaway. Unfamiliar isn't unsafe. Your brain learns success is safe when you ship small, repeatable wins on a steady cadence. Run the 60-second reset today, set your 1-page playbook tonight, and start the 7-day desensitization loop tomorrow. Subscribe if you want the deeper identity upgrade next, and watch the perfectionism breakdown cued here to lock your caps in. Then ship in your window.